Well, John, a real tough one to take here. What's your take on the game?
Yeah, we're in the game for large parts. Started the game really well, really positively, and ultimately the 3 goals that we give away, particularly the third one, once we'd settled down and once we'd actually, for 35 minutes in the second half, been very, very solid. We didn't have a huge amount of pressure on the ball, but we had been solid. We hadn't looked like conceding, and it's one of those days we think, okay, on the turnover we might get something, but we just conceded such a poor goal, and ultimately it was too much for us to come back.
How disappointing to let it slip ultimately when, like you said, deserved a lead early on.
Yeah, we just have to, we can't score 2 goals away from home and come away losing the game, particularly in the manner of, of the defeat, the manner of the goals, the way that we defended at times. But it's definitely, there's definitely have to look at it and go, well, everybody's disappointed with that third goal, but also in the second half when we dropped in. Anytime we broke with the ball, we just didn't have enough quality. We didn't take care of the ball. We didn't go forward enough. And we didn't break with enough purpose. It was like we were just a little bit apologetic, unless the ball goes out to Murph. And we just have to find something that makes us loads more positive, attacking and front-footed.
In terms of the goals conceded, obviously, like you said there, all frustrating, but particularly that third one, just one long ball over the top in a second half where there wasn't much in it.
So frustrating. It's something that we looked at in terms of Hughes and Gelhardt and their relationship, and that obviously makes it worse. The players know that in there, and I think that's when sides score goals that perhaps you're not expecting, or they've done something brilliant, you think that's one to take, that you have to probably take on the chin as a coach, but not today.
Such a frantic first half going in at 2-2. What was your message from the players? What did you want from them in the second half?
We just needed to make sure that we dealt with some of Hull's threats. I thought we pressed pretty well, but whenever Hull went longer, the difference between us having success in the game and not was whether we won that first contact and second contact. And you could probably sum up the game in the second half where sum up the game at half time when we'd scored the goal by making sure we won the ball back and delivered the ball in the box with good quality. And 30 seconds later, Hull have got a really good chance because we don't deal with the ball in the left back area where we've got 2 players that don't compete for it properly, and ultimately that's what cost us.
What was the thinking behind bringing Marlon on at the break?
I thought it was the right thing to do. I thought it was a pretty fair sub considering the first half.
What do you say to the players after a result and performance like that? So frustrating to come away with nothing when, like you say earlier, we've scored 2 goals in an away game where you should come away with something.
Well, the effort is there, the endeavour's there, the work rate's there, all of those basics are there, but the penny has to drop at some point in terms of us making sure we keep the ball out of the back of the net and making sure we show a load more composure on the turnover as well. So there's a lot to unpick, and I want the boys to just realise that the penny at some point has to drop in terms of what it takes to compete at this level.
A great contribution from Terry Devlin, tripping with 2 goals. Obviously brilliant for him, but would have wanted those in such better circumstances, I can imagine.
Yeah, of course. It was brilliant to see Terry start the other night, play so well, and do the same again today, and deserves his goals, gets himself into the back post, puts his foot through the shot on the edge of the box, and it's going to be a bittersweet one for him.
Look, international break now, and I can imagine a time for some real reflection for you and for the staff, for the players as well.
Yeah, we've got to reflect on the start to the season, and now we've got a lot of games coming up, and it's going to be a really sort of crucial period for us between now and between now and Christmas. It's probably going to define where we are this year, and we've got plenty of games when we come back. Ultimately we have to come back and be ready to fight and be ready to play and be ready to perform at a higher level. But we do have to take I think we've got to take the negatives from what we've been doing as well, and really improve and make sure that we're realistic about the position.
Just finally, latest on Conor Ogilvie.
It's probably looking at about 10 to 12 weeks for Conor. So knee ligament damage, not as bad as it could have been, but it's not ideal.